Aloha and welcome to Mystic Wisdom Dialogue, broadcasting here from the middle of Canada in Edmonton, Alberta. Well, not quite the middle, but sometimes it feels like it. So, welcome everyone, whatever channel you're listening on. I appreciate you showing up, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun today. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna raise this mic up a little bit. For some reason, it keeps falling down. Probably because it's heavy. Like some of the things in our life, eh? There we go. That's better. Okay. How is everyone? Please let me know. I'd love to respond to that. It's been a very challenging week for me, I'm sure. You guys have been feeling that full moon last 29th of July. Wow. I just completely came apart that day, and that's kind of what's going on a lot these days with people and relationships coming apart, coming together. It's just the nature of life, eh? We're always coming apart or coming together. Yeah, and we all have a choice in how to feel about that. And if we don't feel it fully, it becomes a stuck emotion, and that's not cool. Because then we have to process it later, and you never know if later's ever going to come. So it's best to take that feeling and allow it all the way through. And then it doesn't have to become a stuck emotion. All right. Well, I got a new song, and this is going to be its debut today. Ooh. It's a song that's been evolving for quite some time, a couple of months now. Yeah, it's very challenging to write a song these days to that actually fits the meaning of how you really feel, your perspective of what's going on in life, in the world, with your community. So, the song is about the ones that choose to be helpers here on earth, the ones that are waking up, right? Waking up to a higher purpose, a higher frequency, a higher vibration, a higher awareness. Thank you, John, for showing up. I just became aware of you. And so, yeah, it's entitled "We Are the Ones" because I strongly feel like all those that are on the healing grid that we are the ones that can make a difference. And it's not kind of in an ego way. It's kind of in a way that promotes the well-being of peace, harmony, love, and grace here on the planet. And I'm saluting us. Also, the song connects to our stellar ancestors and our earth ancestors. In the chorus, it goes both ways. That's from the song. We are the ones. Blue light over the turning earth. Now, what an image that is. Have you ever seen the earth spinning in space, you know, with that blue, beautiful, fluorescent blue light all around it? It's like it's aura. It's the color of the earth's aura. Blue light over the turning earth. One breath holding a million births. And that's probably about how many people are being born every day. And then it's also figuratively the birth into awakening, The birth of the soul, after it's already been in the body, is when it actually awakens to its experience here fully. So, blue light over the turning earth, one breath holding a million births. Under the weight of an endless dark, we are already carrying sparks. Now, I'm using the sparks here to define our source, our essence, our light, our divinity. Yeah. Under the weight of endless dark in this massive universe, we are already carrying sparks. And then hear the sound of the silence breaking. Hear the world from the edge awakening. And then the chorus. We are the ones, the stars we're waiting for. Hearts on fire lifting from the ocean floor. Out of the night, out of the war. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Now, the second verse, it kind of looks at the planet from the space station or the shuttle, where there are no divisions between countries. There are no views of different kinds of peoples. Yeah. And everyone is in the same boat, in the same canoe, on the same planet. Just flying through space somewhere between where it's coming from and where it's going. And so the second verse kind of brings in hope that we are the saviors of ourselves, and there are no separate, there is no separation, really. Through the one Spirit, we were all created, and through the one Spirit, we will all live forever. Second verse, far beyond all the lines we draw, there is no stranger, no separate shore. Every name we could not save echoes alive in the love we gave. Hear the sound of the silence breaking. Hear the world from the edge awakening. And then the bridge. When the sky comes down in pieces, when the fear becomes the air, we will rise beyond the wreckage. We were always meant to bear the light together. True. We are the ones the stars were waiting for, hearts on fire lifting from the ocean floor. Out of the night, out of the war, we are the ones we were waiting for. All right, let's hear the melody. Mhm. Well, today has been really a challenging day for me. I went this morning to have a little workout before church and couldn't get back in my car after I left the leisure center. That's what they call them here in Canada, leisure centers. And apparently the battery in my key fob had gone dead. But I called my housemate and he knew a workaround. Here's a trick for you. If your key fob goes dead, he said, just stick the key fob on the button to start the car and hold it there and press the brake. Car went right on one time more. I got home and got another key fob. It's been like this all week. I was swimming at the leisure center a couple of days ago and on my back with fins on, just flying down the lane. I had a clear lane, and they had cleared some of the flags that designate, where you are in the lane if you're swimming. on your back, because they needed to put up a swinging rope for the kids. And so I'm just flying back with the fins full speed and bang! I smack my head on the side of the pool. I tell you, it's been a week of challenges. Yeah, there are so many more I could share with you. We'll see what happens. Okay, moving into musician mode with our mic here so we don't overdrive this thing. Yep, and bring this down just a little. Blue light over a turning earth. One breath holding a million births. Under the weight of the endless dark, we were already carrying sparks. Hear the sound of the silence breaking. Hear the world from the edge awakening. We are the ones the stars are waiting for. Hearts on fire, lifting from the ocean floor. Out of the night, out of the war. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. Far beyond the lines we draw, there is no stranger, no separate shore. Every name we could not say echoes alive in the love we gave. Hear the sound of the silence breaking. Hear the world from the edge awakening. When the sky comes down in pieces, when the fear becomes the end, we will rise beyond the wreckage. We were always meant to bear the light together. We are the ones the stars are waiting for. Hearts on fire, lifting from the ocean floor. Out of the night, out of the war. We are the ones the stars were waiting for. We are the ones the stars are waiting for. Whoa, 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 whoa. We are the ones the stars were waiting for. Oh, well. Forgive me, I don't have it memorized yet, but I just had to do that. I've been rehearsing it so much, and now I realize it wasn't quite ready. All right. Hey, Penny, welcome. Mm. So, what about this life of ours? What shall we talk about today? I remember once a couple of weeks ago, John, you requested kind of like a journey kind of meditation. Mm. But I would like to set an intention for for that journey. Yeah. So take a few moments and kind of decide what kind of outcome would you like in this guided meditation. Mm. You know, being having this other experience I wanted to share with you at the leisure center. They have these doors in between the pool and the locker room. There's two doors. They must weigh, gosh, a ton, half a ton each. And they've got this bar, that you push on them or to get them going, or a handle that you pull to open it from the other side. And I've been doing that for months. And then one day I saw this little box on the side of the wall. It says wave to open, and there's a soft blue light. So I just went like this, and the door opened. And it made me realize how many things in my life are like that, that I'm in some kind of pattern of difficulty that I'm thinking, it's going to take. And yet there's always another way to do everything, which is one of the Huna principles. Yeah. And so let's check that out in our lives. What are we in a habit of doing that takes a lot of effort, that there is another way to wave your hand and have it work? How about that? Yeah. Okay, you guys ready for a guided meditation? You have your intention in mind? Okay. Well, let's close our eyes, open our hearts and minds, and feel the divine within us. Just breathe it in. Breathe in how divine you can actually feel. How connected, how commune with all that is above you, around you, and in you. And you might say to yourself, to help improve this connection, I am the light of the world. Let's say that. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. And breathe that in and feel how that makes you feel before we get traveling here in our dream body. Hmm. Nice, slow, deep breaths, opening to divinity. I'm going to say a little prayer before we travel. Father, Mother God, thank you for this opportunity to merge with you on this beautiful day here on planet Earth. We realize everything doesn't feel like a blessing here all the time, but we know that it is. Because we have life, we have breath, we have warmth, we have food, we have friends, we have each other, we have love, we have the internet, and we have the inner net as well, which is what we're going to create on now. Thank you for this blessing, Amama. So as you are breathing in the essence of all creation, imagine that you are laying on a beach and it's a very hot day. And you have feeling of the warm sand under your towel, your blanket, whatever it is you have, bamboo mat. Yeah. And you're laying there just soaking up the rays, listening to the waves. Hmm. And this breeze blows over your body and brings you to the awareness it's time to stand up. So in your dream body, go ahead and stand up, leaving your physical body there on the sand. And start walking down the beach. Of course, you're barefoot. You could feel the hot sand under your feet. Wow. You can hear the waves much better now. They're just lapping gently. Then you decide to walk in the water down the beach. Now you feel the cool water and the cool sand underneath. And then you get excited because all the elements are turning you on. The cool breeze on shore and the water, and the beautiful, the birds, the wind, the mountains just to the other side. And you look over there and you see a cave. It's like, wow, I'm going to go check this out. And you start walking on the hot sand again. And boy, you can feel that heat now. But the water has cooled your feet enough to where it's not going to burn you. But you jog over there all the way to the cave and you go inside. Nice and cool in this cave. The temperature is really cool because it's a very tall hill that the cave is in. So it's very cool inside. And you don't see anything like a back wall. So you start walking into this dark cave. Let your eyes adjust, just like a movie theater. And you find a place to sit down in the dark. And then you decide to call on your ancestors. You could feel them around you as soon as you think about them. Breathe that in. And they're sharing with you what a blessing you are in their life because you are evolving the lineage. You are the one in the body that's changing things for the entire lineage. And you return the blessing with gratitude. And you understand your purpose now a bit more in this lifetime. And they ask you, okay, what is it you would like to create that we can help you with? So now bring forth your intention of what you'd like to create in this life, in your body, in your environment, in your lifestyle, in your love life, whatever it is. Bring that into your heart and let it sit there as you feel so connected to life itself in the belly of this mountain. Then as you breathe into this intention that you want to create, now conjure the feeling of it being with you already. It's like an acting experience. An actor can call on a feeling anytime they want, any kind of feeling, and have it show up. So let's practice this. What does it feel like having your intention already? Hold that in your heart and breathe light into it. Feel things shifting in your environment with every breath that you take. Open to receive this overwhelming feeling of gratitude because it's already happened. You already have it. What does it feel like to already have what you desire? Does it bring you joy? Does it bring you peace? Does it bring you gratitude for being alive? Take some more deep breaths and expand the feeling of having it until it makes you so happy that it's already here. And then plant that in your being, in your consciousness, in your body. That experience, a future now experience of having what you desire. Oh, it feels so good, so peaceful, so loving, full of grace, energy, light. Makes me want to dance. Hmm. And feel the mountain all around you now, absorbing your joy as your aura expands and it reflects back to you. You have it already. It belongs to you. It is yours. And sometimes you can actually feel it coming to you before it arrives in this process. And yet we want to focus on the actualization of it being with us already. Gratitude. Share gratitude with Great Spirit for receiving this blessing. Mm. The blessing of life has deemed you worthy of what you desire and is laying it on the altar of your being. Embrace it with gratitude. Yeah. And then gratitude for all the support that's bringing it to you. Are there friends involved? Are there elementals involved? Is it the cells of your body that are getting involved to create more health? Is it your finances? to create more wealth beyond your joy and your peace, monetary wealth. Say it. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. Breathe it in. Breathe it into the cells of your body so you can embody this mantra. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. Use the mantra to make the choices that will bring your intention to fruition. That is wisdom. Mhm. Mm. Mm. Now create a scenario of you using what you've accumulated to receive. What does that look like? More health, more wealth, more abundance in every way. Use it. Create a vision that you are now using what you received, enjoying it, playing with it, communing with it, sharing it, expanding it. Mhm. Mm. Okay, the next few breaths that you take, we're going to encapsulate the havingness feeling into your aura. So lift your hands up, palms up, and every time you take a breath, pull in and compress the feeling of joy and peace, of having it, celebration. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of gratitude. Place it in your heart, in your belly. And once you've done this, stand up in the cave and walk out the cave, back onto the hot sand, back down to the beach, to the shoreline. And hold that feeling of joy and peace, of having received a whole new level of your lifestyle. Walk down to the surf and walk back towards your body with your feet in the shallow water. Mm. Ah, but then you feel so exuberantly celebratory, you decide to run and jump into the ocean. And as you do, there are many dolphins surrounding you, acknowledging you and lifting you into the pod as you swim with them. Oh, and your body is so healthy and flexible and easy in the water, just like a dolphin. You grab a hold of a fin, the one comes under you, and you ride the dolphin now in glee, splashing around in the water. And then the dolphin takes a deep dive, and you take a deep breath, and then the dolphin comes up laughing, cackling the way they do, and swims you back to the shore where it's deep enough to stand in the water. And you thank the dolphin and let him go, or her. Walking back towards your body, now you really feel expanded, open to receive and share the gift of life in this new way with your new acquisition, whatever it is. You see your body down the beach and you start running and splashing through the surf. You're excited to get back into your body. And then you finally reach your body. Slow down, your heart's beating strong. And you look at yourself lying there, just soaking up the sun, gentle breeze. And you sit down inside your body, and then you lay down and you merge with your body. Thank you, dream body. That was super delicious. And now you are one again with your body. You can shake your hands, wiggle your hands and feet wherever you are in your room or your chair, your bed. Bring yourself fully present back into this now moment of being in your body. Yeah. Open your eyes. Wow. Thank you for that request, John. I love shaman journeys. So I'm looking for some questions if you have any questions. You can come on or you can type them in the chat. Challenges. You know, when life really bites you hard, when there is a strong circumstance that's been created through relationship, either with your body physically or with someone else, I find that the best first step always is forgiveness. And I know it's not the first step that the ego would choose by any means, but it is still the very best first step. For example, it's been brought to my attention that there's been a divorce with a child, and the child is 12 years old now. The marriage was almost 20 years, 19 years. And apparently there was a betrayal with the gentleman's best friend who has been making love to his wife for years. Oh, yeah, that hurts. And I was just noticing how I recall that feeling. Yeah. And how hard it was for me to get through it, for me to process that. And It was like a death. In fact, it was a death. I felt like I was dying because a part of me was dying. As the trust dies, along with the fantasy structure of the relationship with child is going to last forever. That's a really hard one to come down from when it crashes. So I responded to this young man, with the advice of if you decide, to turn your pain into um, vengeance with a sort of self-righteous judgment of what's taken place, which is the ego's game for sure, that it's going to pour gasoline on the fire, on the pain. And yet, if you should choose, because we have to live with our choice for the rest of our life. So if you should choose to forgive yourself for trusting so deeply, which there's nothing wrong with that, because a lot of great things come from trust. Even just a couple of weeks ago, I was ripped off for $3,000 by a scam. And I realized that got me into that mess was trust. That I just generally trust people. Hadn't had that experience before. And so now I have. But it's not costing me the ability to trust. That's what I'm observing. What it's costing me is the naivety that I used with trust. Because I had been warned by some of my very closest friends. One of my buddies, when I mentioned him about, perhaps to invest, he said, don't bring that up again or I'll hang up on you because I know what this is. 3 weeks later, I forgot that I had mentioned it to him, and I was recruiting some of my closest peeps to jump on board in this investment. And so I mentioned it to him again, and he hung up on me. And practicing what I'm teaching you, I sat there for a moment with my phone, and then I chose to thank him and let him know I forgot that I had mentioned it before, but thank you for hanging up on me because it really showed me a boundary that I had crossed. And so there was no hurt in that because he had already forewarned me. But when betrayal happens, like in a marriage, there's no warning really. You might get some signs here or there, that your partner is just suspiciously out of the house or home for um, more and more time as the months, the days, the years go on. And but to have that person in your home and feeding them and working with them side by side, that is a much more intense. Uh, but um, there's no size of miracles. The miracle of forgiveness fits all sizes. Yeah. So what I did after being ripped off of that $3,000, all the people that were in my downline, there were 29 people, everyone made a different choice. And I was monitoring that because I saw how people wanted retribution. People wanted to bring down this company. And in my meditation, it was like, hey, what did I just say? Ah, forgive myself, forgive the other, move on. So I did not jump on board the bandwagon of bringing them down because I know from experience when you latch on to anything that's gone down like that with revenge or, you know, self-righteousness, it pulls you into a black hole that is really hard to get out of. Nobody wins in a war. Nobody wins in court. No. Nobody wins in a fight. No. That's an ego game, the winning piece. Yeah. Because when there's a war, where there's a conflict, where there's, a pretty obvious, wrongdoing, and there's a wake that we wallow in for a bit, the ego is going to want retribution. That's just the nature of it. Let's bring him down, right? Let's, whatever. It can get really nasty. Yet, A Course in Miracles, all the most advanced spiritual teachings are all about forgiveness. Why? Because they don't buy the ego's game of separation. You and me against the world. They don't buy that. No. They're more invested in the one spirit that is immortal, that lives in all of us equally, regardless of behavior. So then what we find is there's a misunderstanding between behavior or form and true identification. The being is our true identification. The being is immortal. The being is the spark of life that when we were conceived grew into the person we are now in this form. So this form has behavior. It's not always good. Yeah, but the being at the same time in the form is innocent, regardless of the behavior. Why? Because the being is immortal. It lasts forever. It's part of God. We are the children of God as a being, right? So what is in form? Why the behavior? To learn. That's right. To learn what our choices bring. That's it. Yeah. Cool. What do they call that? Uh, um, Consequences. Yeah. That every thought has a consequence. Every behavior has a consequence. Not so for the being. The being is not the behavior. The being is who we are. The behavior is who we think we are. And so our thoughts drive the behavior. Our beliefs, our morals, our understandings, our attitudes, our impressions drive the behavior, creating desires and all kinds of behavior. But the being is not touched by that. And these two things are simply one thing. We are Hu man. Hu is the name for God in some cultures. Man, the earth, being, right? The body. So we are God beings, Hu man. Yeah. I mean, how many times have you heard that you're here on earth, having a spiritual experience through your body? Well, the mind is all powerful in that regard, and we know this, but are we acknowledging really the habits that are perhaps we could change if we wanted to? Doesn't matter to the being. But if we are upsetting ourselves, if we are constantly condemning ourselves, our body, how it looks, right? Or others, constantly judging everything, which is a common thing to do. Nothing wrong with that. Remember, we're just learning through these processes. Yet, if we allow through meditation, um, through all kinds of singing and art, painting, dancing, making love, if we allow the being to be inside and be aware of the being, then the behavior automatically shifts. That's right. But if we're not aware of our being at all, which is probably most of the humans on the planet, then we are going to suffer big time with all of our choices. So I told this young man, I said, forgive yourself for trusting so deeply in this one circumstance. Forgive yourself and forgive the other for whatever you think that they did. Because that's what hurts, is that looping thought of betrayal. That's what makes it, the suffering really increase. And so as we practice this forgiveness piece, slowly but surely, the wound of betrayal, abandonment, it heals. If we pay no attention to it, it will appear to heal, but it's actually been buried. And that's a whole nother process. I noticed in my life that I experienced a divorce with 3 children, and it was extremely traumatic on all parts of me and them, to say the least. And yet it's taken 3 decades to have one of my sons realize that the choices I made, they were the only choices I had if I was going to live again. Because we can always choose to stay in the loop of obligation and die. Yeah. Wow. Well, I had no idea what I was going to talk about today, but there you go. I hope in some way that I have enriched your day if you're watching this, listening to this. And for all of you who are watching the replay, um, be aware of betrayal. Be aware of abandonment. Be aware of jealousy. These are the 3 major demons that are here to swallow us on earth. That's why the experience of them keeps coming back. And I wrote a song, How Many Times Can a Heart Be Broken Until It Can't Be Broken Anymore? It's on the Sailing Home album. And if I had rehearsed it, I'd play it for you. So maybe next week. Oh, my memory. Another challenge. I have to keep songs alive in order to remember them well. I guess it's partly my vintage, but nevertheless, I'll play that song for you next week. And the answer is going to be different for every person. How many times can a heart be broken until it can't be broken anymore? And this, I don't know about you, but this is what I'm working towards. Spiritual sovereignty. I don't have an intimate partner right now that I'm living with for 11 years now. And so I've been cultivating spiritual sovereignty through a very intimate connection with my divinity. This has become my soul partner, my higher self. I call her she, And I often give enormous devotion and gratitude to that aspect of me. It's not separate from me, but just like the women I've lived with, she feeds me light and love. It's not in a physical, tangible sense, but it is very, very real. And I access this through going vertical and feeling her in my body as me, blending with my masculine self to create a whole, sovereign, intimate relationship with all of me. So there's a thought for you to play with. And once again, thanks for showing up. I hope that your week goes really well, and I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. I'll be playing next Sunday at the Center for Spiritual Living here in Edmonton, the Metro CSL. I'm bringing my new song, and I'll know it a lot better then. We are the ones we've been waiting for. And on that note, I'm going to let you all go and tell you how much I love you. I do. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this day, this breath, this life, all that it brings, the joy and the pain, the betrayal, the exaltation, the abandonment, the reunion. I love it all. That's the way to peace. Aloha and ahui ho till we meet again next Sunday.